right, today on the G3 Boardroom, we are going to be talking about our experience playing The Spill. And if you watched our playthrough video, you'll know that our experience was horrible.
It looks something like this.
Yes, this is not only an example of how horrible things can be, but it's also an example of how horrible things can be for us when we play this game.
I want to amend your comment. It wasn't that our experience was horrible. I very much enjoyed it.
Oh, well,
the
yes.
outcome was horrible.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, we played it. Spoiler alert, if you watch our playthrough, we got smoked pretty quickly.
We got drenched.
Never even
Yeah,
saw
drenched.
it coming.
Yeah, just boom. It was a tidal wave of oil.
We got drilled.
We got Yes.
Anyway, give us your thoughts, Jay.
Well, like you said, it's a really fun game to play. I was, before we did our playthrough, I was really looking forward to playing this game. I'd only played it one other time before, had a good time then, and had a good time when we played it, even though we lost horribly. It's a fun game. What you have to do is you're throwing the dice down here. The dice are coming up into different quadrants, and then you're taking the matching dice and putting it in the sector that matches the number. And then as the dice move out, they contaminate the marine life that's there. And that if you're not able to save that marine life before the end of your turn, then they go into sick bay. And then basically if you get too much marine life in sick bay, you lose. Or if you get these spill outs, if you get the dice that just keep it in the same sector, once you get to 3, you get a spill out. If you can't get over there and push that dice back or remove it, then you lose. I enjoy playing the game. The mechanics are pretty simple. There's just a few minor things that I don't like about it. I don't like, and I get it. I get that it's an oil spill game. So this divider here is black, and down here it's oil black, and the dice are all oil black.
Yeah.
But there's been more than one time when we've been playing where you'll miss a dice sitting in there because you just can't see it.
We're old and blind.
Yeah. So I mean,
I'm not unconvinced that there's not one in there right now.
Right. And it's not huge. It's never been like a game-changing thing. Usually, we just sort of see it, toward the end of the turn. But that is one thing that, I don't know. Yes, it's nice and thematic, but from a practical standpoint, it's a little bit difficult. Although I guess if we were playing this game and we weren't playing it being recorded, we'd be all around it, so we'd have much better views.
Still, here's what's funny about the comment you made. If you rewind this video about a minute and a half, you'll see me go, "Oh, look, there's still one in here," and took it out and put it on its spot.
Oh, I thought you were joking. I thought you said, there's probably still one in here.
No, there was still one.
Yeah, there was one still in there.
Oh, that was from our playthrough that we... Okay.
Who knows how long it was there?
Oh, that's right.
You're not wrong about that. Since everything is an oily color, I think every game I've ever played of this, that happens at least once where you go, "Oh, look, there's an extra die in here." Someone just misses it. My other problem with that is I got big hands, and so when I put my hands in, what I've come to do is I look at the result first, then I reach for the dice because I'm going to hit it.
Because these are teeny, very light dice, and they flip over.
So I always look at the values first. Now, what was bad in this particular game was I couldn't necessarily see over here, and so okay, and
Yeah, but that's usually it's not an issue when you're playing around on the other side, like Jason mentioned.
Yeah.
I like this game a lot. I was going to say that if I like the mechanics it has. If you're a fan of Pandemic, it has that balancing issue where you got to make sure that you can't let one area of the board get too out of control, similar to Pandemic. Or if you ever played a game called the firefighting game that we love to kill each other with.
What was that one called?
Flashpoint.
Yes.
Thank you. It has that similar idea where the fire just gets out of control in one area. If you don't take care of it immediately, bad things happen. And I think that's what happened in this game is you got to learn, rescuing the animals is absolutely essential to the game, but so is cleaning up the oil. And I think we if you don't find that good balance in games like this, it can get out of control quickly.
And we definitely
let the oil get out of control.
We had a balance problem.
Now, what do you guys think about the now this game? You have to play with 4 players. So if you're only playing with 3 like us, then one person has to be running 2. What do you think of that? Should they have just scaled it so you can play with 2, 3?
Probably, because
Or 4 players?
I can think of at least one time, maybe twice, where Jason, when he was planning, you were planning your turn, and you looked at the board like, oh, I could do that, and you realize, oh, wait a minute, I'm playing the yellow guy right now, not the green guy, when that could have caused some problems.
Well, if you have a competent person playing with 2, then it shouldn't really be that much of an issue. But it was me, and so.
But is that a was that something that the game developers could have done better to make it scalable, or do you think that they just, so let's make it simple and it does the users a favor, just making it four people and that's it?
I think it's actually important that you have 4 people playing this because you have 4 quadrants, and if we are all, if we start out this quadrant, this quadrant, this quadrant, then none of that is contained. Now, say on opening spill, everything goes over there, and we can't get there. Off the opening, opening round, you're already.
They'd have to adjust the mechanics for 3 players.
Probably a number of dice you roll and what have you. But regardless,
right.
I don't think it's that big of an issue. Like I said, that was the only time I could think of where it may have become an issue. Where you might have accidentally planned your turn looking at the wrong color. That's about it.
Right, and I guess if you're just playing 2 people, you could just each person takes 2. I guess.
Yeah,
correct.
Then you need 2 competent people.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. I was saying, no, I'm a big fan of this game because I like the cooperative aspect. I like the being able to work together. I mean, you figured out a way on my turn to at least let us play one more turn.
One more turn and then really mess it up.
Oh yeah. By the way, if you find that it's taking you 15 minutes to figure out how to avoid death, and you actually do it, you're dead the next turn.
Yeah. Extremely dead.
Yeah.
I like it encourages communication, and it encourages definitely, a social aspect. I mean, if you don't like talking to people, don't play this game because you're going to need to talk. Really let people know
I think
what's
most gamers are. I like the nature aspects, or like Cascadia. Mm-hmm. You're saving wildlife, and I kind of like it.
And the old politically correct. No, none of the animals die. They just go to sick bay.
Right.
Sick bay.
But you see, that's something else about this game in Cascadia as well. How many games do we all play where the whole point is just killing something? You kill stuff with gun or kill stuff with sword, and so
what about laser gun?
There's gun.
What about laser sword? Play some Star Wars.
Point being, to me at least, that's a little bit unique about this game. There are other games where it's. I guess there's other games where it's similar, but there's a nature aspect to this. You're actually trying to save stuff, and so that's a little bit refreshing. I do have I like what you said there about this being co-op. I think this game does have a danger of someone quarterbacking it. If you have one player whose personality is going to overwhelm everybody else's, and he's going to shout at you what you're going to do on your turn.
Yeah, so
that's
they want to set up their turn.
But I think that's true for any cooperative game. That can happen almost any time.
I suppose. I just think it can really. It just seems like this game, it can get out of hand badly. Now, the 3 of us work well together, so that's really not a concern. But I could see it going that way. I do have a quibble about this game. So this game is mine. And when I was assembling it, there's stickers that actually go on here, and they go on the base as well. But the stickers that were for this portion are about 1/8 of an inch too big. And so it's like I didn't put them on because then I would have had to fold them in and do all kinds of crazy. I didn't do it. I'm like, it's gonna look bad.
Yeah,
so
that's no good.
I didn't care for that. That's the kind of thing drives me nuts. So I put the stickers on the bottom portion, and that's it. But the other ones, like I said, there was a bit of an overlap, and so I just left it off of there.
Yeah, I kind of like that. There's a little assembled dice tower.
Yeah.
There's some physical mechanics to the game for setup. So
there's a couple games that all seem to come out around the same time that had dice towers in them. I know Wingspan has its own dice tower. Obviously, Spell has dice tower.
Yep.
Yeah. But overall, I enjoyed this game.
I would highly recommend it. If you like cooperative games, I think it works really well.
Yeah. And it's pretty quick. Our playthrough was about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And if
you would have won, it would have gone longer.
A little bit longer.
I think it says 40 to 50 minutes on the box, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Oh,
which,
look at that, 50 minutes.
yeah. That's
about right. And
Because there is actually a weird. If you look at our board, we've got like almost all the oil dice out on the board right now, which is why we lost. But there's actually a win condition that if we could have got the remaining, how many dice were remaining? If we could have
6.
gotten the remaining
One more
6
turn.
dice out and had them in a spot that didn't cause another spill out, then we would have won.
But think about what that has to look like.
Well,
I
it's-
mean,
it's- yeah.
you would have to have quite a few more removed, essentially, because
Right.
you
Right.
wouldn't have been able to fit all those on here. But that's the thing. If you get all the dice out and you haven't met any of the lose conditions, then you can win based on that too. But that's always what interests me about this game. Most games are kind of a slow burn, kind of a slow build up. This game, it seems like it's fast immediately. You're already scrambling around trying to fix something
Yeah.
on turn 1.
Right.
And so it drops you right in, and it's fairly fast paced.
Yeah, very much so. But you know, it's a game that you can play a couple times in a night
Yep.
and
Yep.
have a good time.
I also want to make a comment about replayability here, real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we've got 4 characters. You've got 8 characters to choose from, and they all have unique and useful skills.
Yep.
And so none of them are terrible. Some of them are more worthwhile than others, but they all have unique skills. That's very good. You have 3 different difficulty levels over here, and this is what happens when a spill comes into play. You move the thing up, and the little oil thing, which, by the way, it's a nice touch. It's a little oil drop. Didn't have to be, but it's a nice nice touch. So you move that along. You got 3 different levels of difficulty there, and then there's 9 different objective cards. 3 are easy, 3 are medium, 3 are hard. This one was easy. It was not.
Yeah.
I thought for sure you grabbed that out of that difficult pile.
No.
And then you've got the help. You've got the helper cards, and there's a
Right.
There's a whole stack of those.
And so there's a huge amount of replayability here. You're not going to experience the same thing more than once. It's all right out of the box. There's a lot of variety here. You can play it a long time and never have the same experience.
Right.
So I like it. I recommend picking up, and it's not very expensive either.
Okay, that's important.
Most games right now will cost you an entire paycheck. This one, I think, is $50.
Entire paycheck for me. Well, if you enjoyed this video as much as we enjoyed this game, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and
Smash it.
smash it.
A tap will do.
Or boop it. Boop. And we'll see you in the next video.